record on this computer. Now today I wanted to teach the delta load for each. So both of you went through the recording because Sagar, I remember you haven't attended the delta load class, I feel, or have you attended the delta load class?
Uh, you are trying to say class number 10, correct?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
Delta. Yeah, I attended it and I already completed the assignment, so no
Okay,
worries.
yeah.
But
So what we will do for each of that today. So
okay,
we have
okay.
done it for one activity. Now we will do for 4 files or 3 files, and it will be bit more complicated. So
Mhm.
let's do that. And also, Sagar, you have gone through that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, fine. Sorry. So Satya, you have gone through that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I will just start with the for each. Now let me go through that. Any confusion you have, guys? Any doubt, any confusion which you want to discuss before I start?
No.
for free subscription, every time we'll need new email ID, correct, Abhishek? With mobile number,
With email ID, everything should be new.
mobile number as well.
Yeah, everything should be new.
Yeah, I
If
tried
you,
last time using the same number.
yeah, so it will not work. Everything should be new. If you use anything old, then it will not work.
Uh,
So the best thing is call your friend who is your good friend and ask him all the details,
yeah.
and then make an account, and then make your email ID as a user of that account, because you don't want to bug
Mhm.
your friend for OTP and all of that. So then make a user, and then you can freely use the account, because I do the same. I either call my friends, and I have used all of the account of all of my friend. Now I am using my student's account. So probably any student whom I'm teaching, I can just take the account and work on that.
And for the students account, they have 1 year free subscription, correct?
No, student as in, like, suppose you are my student, right? So I will use your account. It
Okay,
is,
okay, okay, okay.
yeah. So but if you're a university student or something like that, then
Ha.
you get a free account that is there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, what we have learned in that, I will just try to revise it up. So in delta load, we have learned that we will put two lookup activity, one copy data activity, one stored procedure activity. That is what we will do. What lookup activity will get? First lookup activity will get first activity lookup activity will get old watermark value. Okay. And it is the last run, basically last run.
Yeah.
And new watermark is actually max of modified date, or it can be today's date when you're running it, today's date. Then here your copy data activity will be select star from the data where modified date is greater than the old watermark, and modified date is less than equals to the new watermark. That is what we will write. Here, select star from the data where modified date is greater than the old watermark, and modified date is less than equals to new watermark. That is what we will write. Okay. And here we will update the watermark. Update watermark. So that is the overall flow. Now, just for example and just for the revise. So here, suppose in my data, I have modified date of suppose 10th of 07 2023, 11/07 2023, 12/07 2023. I am not writing the whole data, but because you understand what is the whole data, right? So 2023, all of that, the data I have, my whole agenda is to load this data. So in the initial load, in the first run, I will give the old modified date as very old date. Hello, Rafi, how are you? Rafi, are you there? Okay, fine. Once you're able to hear me, please let me know so that I can give you the context what we are reading. So yeah, so in the old watermark, we will old watermark in the initial load, it will be very old date. So I will put first of first 1900, suppose for example, right? And then new watermark will be the maximum of modified date. What is maximum modified date? Maximum modified date is 12/07 2023. Okay. Then when you run this query on this data, the whole data will come. Okay, whole data will come. Okay, whole data came, and this whole data basically this whole data came. Sorry, guys, I cannot paste this over here, but this whole data can come over here. Okay. Then this whole data will get loaded over here in the data lake, and from the data lake you can again move it to SQL. Okay, that is what you can do. After that you will update the watermark. So this particular date, sorry, this particular old watermark will change. This date will become the 12th of 7 2000. Yeah, it will become 12 after you run the stored procedure. Okay.
Yeah.
Now someone came and done something over here that, hey, I want to change this. So the maximum modified date is become something like this. Then more, and then suppose someone came on 27th as well and then changes this data set. So he's just updating the data set daily, right? Now the maximum modified date will become 28th of 07 2023. And old is this. When you run this query, you will only get the delta, which is this. Okay. Then you will update this in the data lake, and then you will update this in the watermark. This is the whole procedure we have done for one file. Same procedure, same concept is there for the multiple file as well. Okay, so you the same context will, if you are able to understand this, it is just like how to pass parameter and nothing more than that. Okay, so this is mere concept. And Rafi, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, how are you, Rafi?
But I can't. Yeah, thank you. But I can't visible.
You are not visible?
Yes.
Or I am not visible?
I can hear you. Your screen is not visible. It's just a blank.
Is it for everyone?
Not for me. It's visible for me.
For Satya, for you?
No, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, so Rafi, it is for you only. So I suggest that you either rejoin or
okay, I'll rejoin
from your side.
I'll rejoin.
Okay. So this is the main concept which we need to apply. Okay, so first of all, what I am doing right now, I will make a metadata. Okay. So here I do have already everything ready. I will just open that and do things. So here, and this is available for you guys as well. So you don't need to write every script. Everything is present here. You can open that. And I will go to, where's that? Databricks class. Satya, have you done that Databricks recording which I have given you, or you haven't done that?
No, in that you explained about two projects, I guess. One is completed. Last 10-15 minutes is pending.
One project is I have explained that how to read the data into the Databricks, then how to write the data into the SQL Server. That you have done, or you haven't done that?
Yeah, that's completed.
Okay, and I have explained another project in that.
I guess so. Right now, what I'm done is like I loaded the CSV, XML, all those files in the Databricks. I need to add to load them into Azure SQL.
Okay, fine. So tomorrow probably I will teach that particular thing. I have covered delta load for you guys. Yeah, I have covered. I remember I have covered delta load. So tomorrow I will teach the whole project. That is the agenda for tomorrow. And then after that, I will take 2 hours of more class in which I will give the project overview, summary, project question, interview question, and all of that. Then this class is completed. Then there's nothing more in this class. If you
Okay.
want me to teach something else, bring that. Or if you have any doubt, just let me know so that I can. So we need to summarize now. After tomorrow's class, I need to summarize everything now. Okay. So if you have a Sagar, if you have a specific doubt, if you want to cover up something, if you have any questions, just bring that to me so that I can think whether it can be covered or like I can help you with that. Okay.
Sure, Abhishek.
Hello, Rafi. Are you able to hear me now, or my screen is visible to you now?
I can hear you, but your screen is not visible. I don't know why. Now
Let me share this
I'm
again.
using.
Okay. Let me share it again. Is it visible now?
No. I think.
For others, is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me
Right.
connect from my mobile.
Okay. Connect with your mobile. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So now I am going to my this thing. Where is my sample file learning? Yeah, this is where. Yeah. So first of all, what I will do, I am going over here and I am opening my SQL database. Then there are two SQL database. Okay, one is source, one is destination. So I am creating my source table in the source right now. Rafi, are you able to hear me now? Okay, let it be. Now, what I am doing right now, I will create two tables in the source. Okay, for which I want to do the delta. Ideally, this source will be not there in Azure world. This will be there in the on-premise SQL source or something, right? So here I will create my two source. So this is my source tables basically. Okay. So I will drop both of the tables so that it doesn't contain any confusion. So DBO sales. Done. And DBO metadata, that also I'm dropping now. Done. Now what I will do, I'm creating these two tables. So let me delete this. So I'll first create these two tables. One is sales table and second is your order book table. That is the two table which I'm creating right now. Rafi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, now I can.
And you're able to see the screen, right?
Yes. Screen
Have you
also.
practiced the delta load or no?
Yes. Everything
Okay.
is fine.
Now today we are doing a for each of delta load. Okay. So this is the delta load in which you store the old watermark, you get the new watermark, you get the
Yes.
delta by using this query and update the old watermark after you get that, right?
Yes, right.
So we are doing the for each of it today. So currently
Okay.
there is one is source, one is destination. So I am making two tables in the source. For those
Okay.
tables, I will do the delta now. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, so here I'm making two tables. So currently, if you see, there is no table now over here. Now this is my source. Ideally, this can be your MS SQL. This can be something else. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
understood.
this is the, like, when you're approaching for an interview, right? Satya, if you are approaching for an interview, and Rafi, if you are approaching for an interview, and
Yes.
someone asks you that, hey, can you tell me the delta process? So in that question, you will just tell this process. You will not tell the for each of it what I am doing right now, because that is not a concept. That is just like a way of doing the iterative manner. Okay. So when
Okay,
someone
right.
asks you, hey, what is the delta load? And what is the process of doing delta load? Then you explain them that there will be two lookup activity. One lookup activity will get the old watermark. The other another lookup activity will get the new watermark. So, and copy data activity will fetch the data between old watermark and the new watermark. And in the store procedure, I will update the old watermark. This is what you need to tell. And after that, if someone asks you, can you explain that more? This is the one. Once you tell that, stop. Okay, don't say something after that, anything else. Then if someone asks
Yeah,
you, hey, can
okay.
you explain that? Then you tell them that, suppose in I have the data of like 10th of July, 11th of July, 12th of July, and so this is and 1st of June. Some data which I have. Then in the initial load, I will keep my old watermark as very old date, and new watermark I will get from the source. So which will be 12th of July. Okay, I will get that. And in the select, I will get the whole data. And then accordingly, I update the watermark. So my old watermark will become 12th of July. Now, suppose someone has updated something. Someone has updated to 28th of July, 27th of July. Then my new watermark will become 28th of July. Now my data will come from 12th of July to 28th of July, and accordingly I will update my watermark. This is what you need to explain. You don't need to tell the whole Ram Kahani and all of that. Like for each, I will paste a more metadata to lookup. I will paste, and then inside that I will paste a for each. So it will
Okay, okay.
confuse the guys. Okay.
Just the
So when
concept only, it's enough.
that's the concept. And whenever someone is asking you any technical question, it is general feedback. So whenever a particular person, a technical person is asking you a technical question, then try
Okay.
to just say very small answer. Don't give too much of technical details. If he's interested to technical details, he will ask you. Okay. So don't give too much of detail in the beginning. Okay.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So suppose someone asks you to link service. So tell them that link service is a connection property which we will use after we install the integration runtime. But don't tell link service is this, but in link service, these are the settings we can use this link service. So don't tell all of those bullshit. Okay. So just tell very small details, and which will be enough to like, so that interviewer can understand, Okay. But don't try to prove that you know more, like, okay, don't do that. Okay.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
also used to do that. So that is why I stopped, because in the initial phase I was very and like in Enthu phase that, yeah, I know everything. I can tell everything, but someone is not interested to know everything. Okay. Now what I'm doing right now, I'm making these tables in the source. Done. I made two tables now. What are the tables I made? Let's refresh. So this is my sales table. This is my sales table, like in which created date is there, modified date is there, and sales ID is there, right? Beside that, nothing is there. Now, and same with the order book, created date, modified date, order ID. So this is the another table. Okay, this is the order book table, order ID, customer ID, order ID. Okay, these are the two tables which I have made. Now I am making the metadata. And this metadata I will make in the destination, because I want to load in my destination. I can control my destination. I cannot control my source. So this particular thing I will make in my destination. So let me open another thing over here in which I can Rafi, you are also searching for a job right now in Azure?
Yeah, I'm currently working
Currently, you are working in Azure
correctly.
field?
No, not in Azure. Data engineer.
Okay, but not in Azure, right?
No.
Okay, and the training which you have shared with me, it is what training? Like you have sent me your PDF, right? What is that?
Yes.
What is that?
That my company want me to learn what I'm learning here.
Okay, your company is providing your training, right?
Yes.
Okay, but you already paid me the fees. Okay.
It's everything is theoretical only.
Yeah, I
Now
know
here
that.
I'm
I
learning
know
very practical.
it will be like all
Yeah.
theory, and they will tell you they will waste your time to understand, hey, blob storage is this, and then there will be 2 classes for blob storage. What is blob storage? How many types of this GRS storage can be there?
Yes.
LRS storage is there, and then you learn that, and you feel that yeah, I learned something. Then after some time, I always forget all of those technical details because this is not basically important to do the actual job.
Okay.
If you use that on a daily basis, then it will be important, but you will not definitely use that.
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'm dropping everything which the table which can create the confusion. So watermark table, this is also not needed. I am dropping that as well. Okay, fine. Now here, this is the table which I will make. Yeah. So I am making a metadata. This is the metadata, and here I will add one more column, which is a key column, okay, in which I will store the key of the table, key column. Varchar 255. Okay. So here I am making like source schema, source table name, lake path, lake table name, SQL schema, SQL table name, watermark, key column, and flag. Okay, like 01 flag. Okay, that is what I'm doing. Done. Let me paste it over here because key column is not there, so I might forget that in future, so I will paste that over here. Now I will insert the value in this key column. Sorry, I will insert the value. So here I will just, in the initial phase, I am pasting very old date. Okay, so 1990 I am pasting as a very old date. Now let me refresh that, and then delta metadata. Key column. What is my key column in both of the table? One is sales ID, one is order ID. Guys, whenever I am fast, please stop me and tell me I am going fast, but this is like, just let me know, okay? So sales ID, order ID. Okay. Sales ID, order ID. Okay, fine. Now let's run it. Okay, though 2 rows affected. Now I will copy this, paste it over here. Yeah, that's all. Okay. So this is the metadata which I have made. Let me show you the metadata.
So metadata is like watermark table, right? Previous.
Watermark table, but in previously we just stored the watermark. Okay. Previously what we have done, we just stored the watermark, but currently it is the metadata in which, like, you used to run a for each loop. If you remember, we used to make a metadata in which through which we used to run the for each loop, right? So like before that, we don't need to, like, we were not adding this watermark column. We were just adding source SQL schema, SQL table name, lake path, lake table name, and this is all, right? But currently what we are doing, for each table I'm adding a watermark in the same table so that you can run a for each loop. Like before that it was not there, right? If you remember.
Yes.
When
Yes,
we
Abhishek.
used to do the for full load, it was not there. It was like this. But
Yeah.
now for every table there will be a different watermark, right? So here only I'm adding a watermark column so that for every table I will store a watermark. When we done the delta load for one file, we made a different watermark table in which we used to store the watermark. But here I am storing the watermark in my metadata only. That is the only difference. Is that clear or no?
Yeah.
Clear.
Let me tell you, if I go to data factory, where is my data factory? Let me open my data factory. Okay, so here if you see what old watermark and new watermark. For the old watermark, what we are doing, we are just like querying one table, which is the watermark table. Okay, dbo.watermark. This is the table. Okay, so I just now I have dropped that table. That is why you're not able to see. The dbo, only one table we have made. Okay, so when we do the for each loop, what we used to do, we used to make a lookup metadata. Okay, this also I have dropped, I guess, but lookup metadata in that particular watermark was not there, right? So I have made a table in which watermark is also there, key column is also there, and then flag. Key column is for doing the upsert. Okay, is that clear, guys?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay, fine. Let me now, I will make the pipeline. So here I will paste the lookup activity. And then here I will write this for each. 1 second, let me close the door. Yeah, for each delta load, lookup metadata destination. So the lookup metadata we have made in the destination. So that is why we are referring that look and table is metadata delta. Okay, that is the table which we have made. And then let's preview it. Yeah, this is the metadata which we have just made. And then not first only, we want all the data. Okay, so this is the all the data. Now I am pasting the for each loop to iterate that basically. Okay, now if you think of it, before that we used to add the two lookup activity over here itself, right? Over here itself we need to add two lookup activity. But now what we will do, we will add one lookup activity for the old watermark. This is ideally a old watermark, right, which we were storing. In the runtime we will get the new watermark inside the for each loop. So inside the for each loop your second lookup activity will come, which will give you the individual maximum watermark for every table. Okay, that is what will happen. So this will give you the maximum watermark or new watermark or something, new watermark. Okay, and then copy data activity. and then your stored procedure activity. What new watermark will do? It will give you the maximum of modified date from the source. So SQL database. It will come new watermark from the source. Okay. Now here we will write maximum of modified we are looking for. Okay. So here I will write the query, and query is already with me. Let me use that. So we want maximum of modified date. Okay. From the source. So that is what I will write over here. What I want maximum of modified date from the source and from item.source schema.source table name. Okay. So I am passing it through the for each loop manner. That is what I'm doing. Source schema.source table name. Okay. Is it clear, guys? What I have written over here? So it is coming from here. Okay. So in your metadata, you have written source schema, right? Dot source schema dot source table name for each loop, basically for each loop. Item dot source schema, item dot source table name. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's okay that, and then let's go to the copy data activity. In the copy data activity, I will select the SQL source, SQL database, and then delta from source. Link services from the source we will get it, right? And then here I will write the same query, which I can take directly from here. Yeah, let me correct that, then I will explain you. Okay, so what I'm writing, select star from the source schema dot item dot source table name. Select star from the table, from the source table where modified date is greater than the watermark and modified date is less than the new watermark. Okay, that is what I have written. Select star from the table, the same query. Select star from the data where modified date is greater than the old watermark and modified date is greater less than equals to new watermark. Select star from this table where modified date is greater than the old watermark and modified date is less than equals to the new watermark. That is what I have written. Okay, done. Now we will go to the sync. We will go to the sync and then we'll copy that to the data lake. Yeah, here suppose here I will copy directory. I'm not adding anything, and anything I'm not adding for now. So let's keep it same. Okay, in the sync. Okay, now here I have selected. Yeah, okay, fine. Now in the sync, I will make two parameter to pass the values. Okay, so I'm making two parameter, one for the data lake table name and one for the data lake folder name. Okay. And same thing I will add over here as well. Same thing. How I will add? Same method. For each dot, what is that? Table name, right? So it will come from the for each dot your table name. What is table name? Lake table name. Then what is lake folder name? For each dot lake folder name. What is lake folder name? Lake path is lake folder name. Okay, fine. Done. Right? Same thing will pass over here as well. Okay. So here I am passing the lake folder name over here. Same thing. And lake file name, table name or file name, anything. Okay. That's all. Directory we will pass dynamically. Okay. Dynamically we will pass and we will add this thing your like we know how to write, right? 1 second, let me find that so that I can get the date as well at the same time. So that is my wish. So let me find the query for it first of all. Yeah, so I am writing this date so that it actually converts in, like it loads with the date format. Okay, that is my wish. Okay, so here let me add over here over there. Okay, this is done, right? Now what I will do, I will make a stored procedure to update my metadata, and I will make this in my destination, because in my destination itself my metadata is present, and same metadata. So like this is my stored procedure, right? Create to stored procedure, new watermark and table name. Begin update the table name where set watermark equals to new watermark, where source table name equals to table name. Okay, so I'm updating that old watermark. That is what I'm doing. So here in the destination, I will write this stored procedure. Okay, and then here I will call that procedure basically. What is the procedure name? Link services destination link service. Procedure name is update watermark procedure. Okay. Update watermark, and these needs 2 parameters. Okay, what are the parameters needed to basically run this stored procedure? New watermark and table name. No, sorry, date time. And new watermark will come for the old watermark. Okay, same thing, it will come from the old watermark. So I will just write it from like this. I will go over here, go to the source. This is my new watermark value basically, right? So this is my new watermark. And table name is same simple for each dot your source table name. Now this all the settings are done. Let me go one by one so that I can explain you everything. And also I will paste that in the group so that you can use it to create your pipeline. Rafi, why Prabhu is not joining? Rafi?
He has got some personal meeting.
Okay. So first of all, we created table, right? So I'm pasting both of the, not this one. So first of all, we created both the tables. So I am pasting this in the chat. Okay, so this is create table. Both the tables we have created first of all, okay? Then we have created the metadata. That is what we have done. So here I will go to
So both the tables are in source and the metadata is in destination, right?
In the destination, yeah. So then we created the metadata in the destination. Second step is create the metadata in the destination. That is what we have done. Okay. Once you do that, you come. Okay, you come over here. You refer to that metadata. And in the metadata, there will be old watermark. Okay, this is the step. Now in the for each loop, we still haven't called our lookup that we need to call now. So here in the for each loop, we will call the lookup value output dot value. We called this as well now, right? Once we call it, we go inside our for each. We paste now we need to get the maximum watermark. For that, we paste a lookup activity and we get the maximum watermark for there, right? And here we will select first row only because we just are interested in the maximum value. Okay. So here we will run this query basically. This is the third step. Once you do that, you come to the copy data activity. Now you got the old watermark, you got the new watermark. Old watermark is coming from the metadata, new watermark is coming from this lookup. Now you call both of them by using this query and get the delta. That is what you need to do. First, then once you get the delta, you need to copy that to your sink. Okay. So in the sink, same procedure. Like we made the 2 parameter, call that over here and that's done, right? Now we went to the stored procedure. We have written a stored procedure. Which stored procedure written? We have written the stored procedure in our destination. Okay, where our metadata is present. So we return this stored procedure. Once we write this stored procedure, it needs 2 parameter. Okay, new watermark and table name. New watermark will come from the new watermark lookup itself. From here it will come, right? And table name you can pass from the for each. That is what we have passed over here. Yeah, so let me send you this as well, the value of this. Once you create this, it will be more clear for you. I understand it's a bit difficult, but yeah, once you do this, it will be more clear. Now, any doubt on this, guys, whatever I have done, or any confusion? Anything which you are not able to digest?
No, Abhishek, the concept is very clear. Once
Okay.
we practice only,
Yeah,
we come to know.
yeah. This is the first pipeline which I have designed when I started working on Azure, actually. So this was my task to design the Delta load pipeline, and I didn't know anything about Azure. So this is the pipeline which I have designed. So, but once you do this, you will be able to understand everything, whatever we have done till now, because it contains stored procedure, it contains for each, it contains look copy, it contains like how to pass the parameter, it contains most of the thing which we have done. So once you practice it, it will be clear for you. So now what I am doing, I am pasting the updated like the delta which I got, right? So sorry, the delta which I got in the data lake, that I am moving in my SQL storage. That is what I am doing now. So so for copy data activity, the sync delta load data lake data load sync will become source for second copy data activity, right? Data lake load data lake load delta. So here I will call the same thing. Okay. And then value, I can pass the same value I will pass because everything will be same. It will take the same delta and then move it, right? Without any changes. And also you can ask me, Abhishek, why this value is not coming automatically? Why we need to paste it? Because guys, this is the like there are three settings, right? In the pipeline setting, copy data activity setting, and the data set setting. So this setting which you are doing over here is a data set setting, sorry, activity setting. Okay. Once you open this, this setting will be imported automatically because this is a data set setting. You call the data set, but you haven't called the data set, you haven't called the activity basically, right? So that is why it is not coming. Now in the sync, first I will choose SQL database, and this is delta load destination SQL. Here again, I will make two parameters. I will open it. I will make two parameters. SQL table name and SQL schema. Okay, here I will add the, sorry, here not I will not add the, here I will add the value for each dot SQL table name and for each dot SQL schema. Done. Now currently in the first load, we will do auto create table option, right? Because there is no table for as such for now, right? So we are doing auto create table option in the first load. So in the destination, we don't have any table now, right? So if you run it, then it will load the whole data. Then we will do the upsert. Okay. So every setting is clear and every setting is done. Now I will run it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or else I will run it now. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so second for each, it's still we haven't called the lookup. So here I will go and call the lookup. Lookup value output dot value. Yeah, here what happened? Everything seems fine. Table is required for copy activity 2. Yeah, so here I guess, yeah, here I haven't passed it. So here SQL schema and SQL table name. So once I run the pipeline, what are the changes will happen, right? So we will get the delta in the data lake. So ideally in the data lake, where is my data lake? One right. Yeah, so in this data lake, here delta will come with the today's date. Okay, 28/07, it will come over here. The full data will come. Okay, whole data will come. And after that, and also in your this thing, your destination. So okay, this is your destination. So in your destination, select star from delta metadata. In this particular table, your watermark will get updated. Okay, so this particular watermark will get updated. Okay, that is what will happen. So these are the two changes will happen. Also in the destination over here, you will see both of the table which you want to load. Okay, so all of these things will happen once we run the pipeline. So let's run the pipeline and see whether it is happening or not. Done. Now, if I open my delta here, let's refresh. See, 28/07 came, and also both the data came, right? Order book and sales. Yeah, both the data came. In the destination, dbo.sales came, and also dbo.order book came, right? And if I run this, if you see, the watermark also changed. See, so
Okay.
actually, yeah, so actually here also the watermark is same, which is this, and here also you will see this same thing. Okay, all of the changes happened. Now once the data is there, in the second for each you can do the you can do the upsert now. Here I will do upsert now. Okay, and here I will use the key column now. Okay, so here I will use the key column for the upsert. Yeah. Okay, and I think my key column name is a bit different. Yeah, it is key column only. So yeah, it okay. Okay, done. And here auto create, we will not choose auto create table option. Okay. Oh, sorry, I think I pasted in the wrong thing. Slide behavior, absurd. And here we'll select the key column. Done. Now what I will do, I will do some changes in the source now so that we can see whether after the change the things are happening or not. So set update dbo dot order book. Okay, update dbo dot order book. Set customer ID equals to, suppose I am setting it to Z, and I am setting modified date equals to, suppose 2020 2023 07/28, where sales ID, so sales ID equals in 1 2. Okay, for 1 2 I'm changing it. What happened? Sales ID is not the column. Sales ID सही तो है. Okay, so it is a order ID, right? It is not the sales table. Order ID.
So only 2 records will get updated.
2 record will get updated. Currently in the source I am changing it, and then in the destination it will change from the pipeline. Okay.
Okay.
Now I am updating the same thing in the sales table as well. So sales table. Now here also I will update by sales ID. Sales ID. Now once I run this, my watermark should get updated. My destination should also get updated. This is my source, and also in this particular thing, my delta will also get updated. Only 2 rows will come. Okay, so let's run it and test now. Done. Now, if I go to Delta, if I refresh it, if I open this, then see only 2 record came over here. If you see the sales table, only 2 record came over here as well. Now, if I go to my destination and if I refresh my Delta metadata, here also it came, today's date it came, see. And then if I go over here and then if I just refresh, see what is the record in my destination sales table. Yeah, see it became Z, this becomes Z. And if you see it became 28th, it also became 28th. Yeah. So this is about delta load, guys. Any confusion on this, I can clarify that. Is it clear or any doubt on this?
Just small doubt, Abhishek. In first, in middle for each, we are using again the lookup activity, correct?
Yes.
So it's necessary to use the lookup. Can we use directly copy data activity, because ultimately the for each is iterating over the data, correct? So I'm confused why we required again for lookup activity here.
Suppose
Yeah.
if you say that I don't want to use this lookup activity,
Yes.
then the 28th of July, which I just updated in
Mhm.
the table, this lookup is actually giving you that date, that particular date for each table. So for each table, how you will get the recent change? Like, so suppose in this lookup activity, what is coming if you see the output of the inside watermark table. What is the output? See, it is giving you the maximum modified date. Maximum modified. So see, in this paint, this is the old watermark. This you have stored in your metadata.
Yeah.
But this watermark you need, why you need to put inside the inside the for each, because for each table watermark can be different. That is why you're putting it inside the lookup, so that you go to the source and for each particular table you get the maximum modified date.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. The only way to eliminate this particular lookup is to use the today's date. If you use the today's date, then you don't need this particular copy data activity. You just use the today's date. So if you use the today's date, no matter someone is changing on 27th, on 25th, you will fetch the delta in that case. So you can only eliminate if you use the today's date, you can eliminate that. But if you are not using today's date, then you need to keep it basically. Keep the other thing. This is thing is anyways you need to store, and this is the stored in the runtime. It is not stored anywhere. It is just in the stored in the runtime basically.
Yeah.
Now I think this is too much for today. I want you guys to practice this tomorrow, Sunday. Okay, sorry, Saturday, and that is why I kept a gap for one day. Sunday we will connect, and Sunday I will teach you the delta load pipeline. Sorry, one project, and then I will try to summarize what I have learned, and then I will give you yourself a time to reach back to me I will keep 2 hours of session to conclude, like to give you the interview question and everything. Then I think we call it a class. Then that's all from my side. And if you have any doubt, we can anyways discuss that. Okay. So try to just collect your doubt. Let's connect on Sunday. Practice this, because if you practice this, this is kind of a good revision for everything. So try to practice this, and then let's connect on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, what is the next topic we will be after this one?
Sunday, I will discuss about the project which you have probably have done. So I will just read the data from the data lake into the Databricks, transform it right to the SQL Server. That is what I will teach you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you feel that you have done it, then you can just attend the class for 1 hour and so, and then you can just revise on that class. And if you have missed something, if you have some confusion, you can ask me.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
in
guys.
this case,
Yeah.
firstly, we are loading in the old watermark table some dummy data, right? So in the real-time scenario, how do we do that? So if we have like some insurance data or healthcare data,
Mm.
so that itself is a huge data. So
Mm.
how do you provide value of that old watermark?
Dummy data means 1900 I have loaded, right?
Yeah.
So you provide it like 001, matlab it can be, so no data of insurance company will be 1000 year, right?
Yeah.
I have given 1900, but if you just give the old watermark as, suppose you don't give 1900, what you give 1000, 0101. Do you think that any date will be less than that?
So even in real time also, the first column will be some
Some but
data.
like basically the idea is, in that watermark column should be like very old date which is older enough from your actual data. That is the only scenario. So in your data, suppose you have already, you have data from, I have given 1990, right? So suppose you have data of 1988 01 0101. That's this watermark is wrong in that case, because you have older date. You want to fetch all the data, right? So in that
Yeah.
case, your old watermark will be very old. You will give suppose 1900 in that case. Or if you don't know that, then just to be on the safe side, put 1500. No data will be more or less than 1500 anyways, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, the first load we are doing will be like a full load, and then
Yeah.
after we will be receiving delta on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
So first load will be the full load. And after that, you come here and change your upsert process, and then every load will be the delta load. You can set up the delta load from the start phase as well. In that case, you take the schema of the source. Suppose you don't want to change the pipeline, you just want to make one pipeline. In that case, what you will do, you will create the schema in the source. Okay, so that you can put the key column, right? Suppose
Yeah.
you don't do the like currently what I have done. First, I have done the auto create table option, right? And then I
Yeah.
have done the upsert. But if you feel that no, I don't want to do that, I want to do the complete setup, then what you do, you copy the schema and paste that schema in the your sink and set up this. Once you set up this, it will function without creating auto create table option. But in that case as well, the whole data will be loaded in the first case. Is that clear or no?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
So any of your projects has this delta load?
This is the first project I'm telling you, right? This
Uh,
is
in
yeah.
in your personal previous projects.
In my previous project, I took 3 weeks to make this project, make this complete end-to-end pipeline of data load from a source to data lake, and from data lake to SQL. I took 3 weeks to make it because I didn't know anything about Azure. Like in the initial 2016, 17, 18, there was no source as well. So it was difficult to just inquire about everything. So this was the project which I have done, actual project which I have done. So once the data is there in the SQL, okay, so once the SQL is completed, then you can run a stored procedure after that. So what you can do, this is the pipeline you have made, right? Then what you can do, you can after that you can trigger a stored procedure. So this pipeline, how it will actually look in real time scenario, how it will look, you will paste a stored procedure over here, right? A stored procedure to do all of your transformation. That is what you will do. And also we also learned about monitoring, if you remember. Okay. So here after copy data activity, you will paste the monitoring activity. Like you will trigger another stored procedure over here just to monitor whether your copy is successful or not. Okay, so here you will attach it with the completion, whether your copy data activity is successfully completed or not. Okay. Then in the stored procedure as well, you can attach whether your stored procedure is completed successfully or not. So you are doing monitoring for each activity basically. So in the real time scenario, this is how your pipeline will look. I'm not making it too complicated, but on the activity level, you can do the monitoring. Okay. And then if it is failed, if it is success, then this, then if it is failed, then you want to trigger some web activity to inform the email alert or everything, anything of that sort. So you can, from the, if it is failed, then you can send the email alert by using web activity. So this you can keep as a homework as well, that how to send the email as alert using. If it is failed, then you want to send the email alert. So this kind, you can just add additional functionality on this to basically make it more complicated or make it complete. Complicated means complete. And then like this is the actual project pipeline. This is not Delta load pipeline. This is a project pipeline in which you are setting up the full Delta load pipeline basically. Okay, so ideally when I show you the like this architecture diagram, 1 second.
So in one interview, they just asked me what is the delta load you will be, I mean, how much delta load you will be receiving on like daily basis. So like how to answer that
So
generally.
generally in that, like, so suppose when you haven't worked on the actual like project, sometimes you tend to say 1000, you tend to say 500, you tend to say 600, but just to be on the safer side, you tend to say 10,000. You first of all you need to say that delta load for each table depends on which kind of table you are dealing with. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose you are dealing with a transaction table and you are working uh, for example, suppose you are working for Walmart. So for Walmart, in a transaction table daily, how many transactions can happen? You can imagine that. So number of customer visiting the Walmart store will be the number of transaction happens. So we can consider this as a 1 million or half a million, or just to be on the safer side, you can say 100K, 200K, that you can say. Okay. Now you can also say that I was receiving around like suppose for some tables I was receiving around 50K, for some tables I was receiving 100K. That is what you can say. Or for some table it was very less, it was 5K. It depends on the date. So basically delta depends on the date, right? So, sometimes it can be more, sometimes it can be more, sometimes it can be more, sometimes it can be less, but it will be a fixed amount. You can say around 50K to 100K, 200K will be a safer number to say basically.
Okay.
Okay. And how you were tackling that? So this is how you tackling that basically. Okay. And also suppose someone says that you want to maintain the history. Currently we are doing the upsert, so we are applying SCD type 1 right now. Okay, so we are just doing the upsert, but if you remember in the last class we have learned about SCD type 2, SCD type 3 as well, right?
Yeah.
So in that case what you will do, you will not, this delta you will load in the SQL in the staging table. In the staging table you will load this delta, and then accordingly you will update your main table by writing some stored procedure that this is the old date, this is the main date, that you will do. But I'm not going into those technical details because nobody asks all of these questions, but you just try to understand that if you have the like you want to maintain STD type 2, this delta will be there in the SQL, and then you update that over there basically. And in the SQL, once all the data is there, you trigger the store procedure to do all kind of transformation, which we have seen, like which we have tried to understand in the previous class. Any other doubt, guys? Satya, how many interviews you have given?
Previously I attended like a 5, 6.
Hmm. And are you writing all the interview questions?
No.
Why?
Now I regret it.
Huh?
Out of 6 of them, the last one I cracked, and later I worked for, like I told you, right, 3 months.
Hmm.
Then I lost it.
And to be very honest, like this is the main practice you need to follow. I feel that when you are giving an interview, try to write the question, whatever is being asked.
Hmm.
No matter whether your interview went good, or no matter your interview went very bad, just utilize half an hour of time after you finish the interview to write the question
Yeah.
and practice that question. Once you do that for 6 to 7 interview, you will automatically feel that you're improving. That is pretty sure. And this is from my general experience. So I was a data science guy back in 2016. I have done only one project of this Azure back in 2016. Then I wanted to find a job in data science field, but I haven't done actual kind of work in data science. So I was not able to crack an interview. Then I thought that I have done one project only in data engineering. So let's try to find job in only data engineering. I have given 6 to 7 interview, but I was not able to crack. Then I started writing all the interview questions from the day one. Then after 6 interview, I was able to crack each and every interview from that, like each and every interview, because every questions was repetitive again and again, same kind of questions. So if you
Hmm.
do that, that is boring. That sounds like, hey man, I don't want to write it. Who like I know this question will not come, but it will definitely come. Okay, you will realize that. So try to write the question and try to just prepare for those questions, and you will slowly crack the interview. That's not a problem. From that point onwards, I started writing every interview question until now. If I basically follow that, and still in this folder itself I follow that. So in this question I maintain all the interview question which I have given till now. So it is very important to follow that. So please follow that, write the interview question. You will definitely able to just like practice and make yourself better for the interview. It will give you the confidence eventually.
Yeah.
In the next class, I will go through the interview question, particularly about this folder. I will give you all the interview question and I will summarize the project itself. So this is the project which is kind of a completed. So source to blob, read from Databricks, write to Databricks SQL Server. Okay, so so I will try to just summarize it. If Databricks is not there, then also you can complete this project. If Databricks is there, then also you can complete this project. Then this is the second project which we will learn in the next class. And then this Synapse. This is a Synapse thing. So Synapse, I have given you like told you how Synapse work. And once you know Data Factory, once you know Synapse Analytics, these things, I suggest you guys to implement it. Like just try to run Databricks and Data Factory things over here because it's the same thing. They are like load the data using Data Factory to Data Lake, and then using Synapse Analytics pipeline, read the data and write the data. Okay, that is what you can do. So this particular architecture diagram, you can implement it. If you find any difficulty, then I can help you to implement it. That's not a problem. But like try to do this by your own. You will learn more in that case. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
The Azure Synapse is similar to SQL Server, correct?
No, Azure Synapse is similar to Data Factory plus Databricks. I have given you the Synapse overview, right, already?
No, I guess.
No, Abhishek, it's still pending.
No,
No. So let's do that now. If no, answer is no.
Can we do it like in the next class?
Okay, I will do that in next class. I thought I have given you, but in next class, let's go through it then. Okay.
I actually, Abhishek, I tried to find out, I mean, the uh,
Mm.
snaps, but there is multiple options, so I'm confused which
Yeah,
one.
so in next class, I will give you the overview. I thought I have covered for you guys, but I missed it accidentally. So I will give you this overview, and also like we will make Synapse server. I will give you the whole overview. If you're free now, then I have half an hour. I can give you the overview, but some guys are saying no. So let's do that in the next class. Okay.
It's too much of stuff for today.
Yeah. Delta load. Whenever I teach delta load, people leave the class. They don't stay in the class. Okay. Okay,
Uh,
guys. That is
one
why I
request.
tried to just write down everything. Before that, this particular thing I used to make it in the class. Then it is not 1 hour class. It is like 2.5 hours of class. Then it is like very tiring. So I have written it anyways so that I can make it fast. So it is 1 hour of class, and people feel that yeah, it is 1 hour of class. We can do it easily. But it is 2.5 hour class, so they get very tensed. So it is too much for us basically.
Can you please upload it like
Yeah,
before
I will
end of
upload
the
it.
day?
Yeah, I will upload it, and then you can take your time tomorrow, and then basically we'll connect on Sunday then. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sunday same time we will connect. Okay, guys. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Abhishek.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Abhishek.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.